Hi, on TNT, we're going to be talking about our number one fantasy pick, the Offensive Player of the Year, and the Defensive Player of the Year. I'm Aaron Kinsley with
Mark Gall and Jared Fong.
Jared. Who do you think is going to be who is your number one fantasy pick?
Well, I gotta go with Devontae Adams. As a Packers fan, heard a lot about Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Rodgers said he can get the ball to Devontae Adams over 200 times in the year. I believe he could probably do that because he's Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams is his number one target. They're probably really mad about last year and they want some revenge coming off of what happened. And so, yeah, I think Devontae Adams would be my number one pick. But just a little heads up for people watching at home. Sleeper pick I'd take is Geronimo Allison, the Packers number 2 receiver. He's there in the later rounds. I'd take him.
Wow, Packers.
Yeah.
Personally, I would take Christian McCaffrey. He's one of the best people on the safety teams, the return kicking, and he's also one of the better running backs that can also catch. One of the better receivers in the backfield, and I think he runs a lot, he scores a lot, and he can just get by defenders so easily. He's so good at it, and he's so talented.
Sick. So I'd say we move on to our offensive, defensive, player of the year. Aaron, do you want to start off with your offensive player of the year?
Sure. I think Deshaun Watson will win Offensive Player of the Year. I know it's kind of like a hot take, but I really think with DeAndre Hopkins and Fuller, I think that he has so many targets to get to where they're just underrated, people who can really catch the ball. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, we all know, can catch anything you throw at him. And Deshaun Watson's so good at scrambling. He can really, any offensive line that gets by his line, he can literally just juke them out, and he can make a run for 10 yards on the worst play. And his arm is so good. He has great receivers to catch anything that he throws at them. It doesn't even have to be a good throw. And he's an NFL quarterback, so of course he can make good throws. I just think he's in the best situation possible, and as long as he can stay healthy, play all 16 games, I think they'll have a good run into the playoffs, and he'll win Offensive Player of the Year. What do you think, Jared?
My prediction for Offensive Player of the Year is going to be Blake Bortles of Los Angeles Rams. Yes, Jared Goff is a star, but I don't think he's going to be protected and might get injured. So I think Blake Bortles is going to step up and lead the Rams to the playoffs under Sean McVay's system. Sean McVay, very good coach, very young, very talented, I'd say.
So you're betting the offensive player, you're betting your offensive player pick on the starting quarterback getting hurt and then him taking over.
Yeah.
So if this would have to be early in the season, because if Blake Bortles takes over and has 3 good games.
Oh yeah. No, Jared Goff, I've seen the future. He's tearing his ACL on the one preseason drive he has.
Wow. Okay. Hot take. I personally think it's much safer to go with the starting quarterback who actually has a good amount of minutes being played. I think you can't really win Offensive Player of the Year as a backup, even if you do have a great season, just because the NFL says, well, oh yeah, you're the backup, and sure you did well, but how much were we expecting? So I just think there's different standards for backups and starters, and I don't think if you set low expectations, you can win Offensive Player of the Year the next year. I think it has to be sort of different, you at least have to be starting.
All right, let's move on to Defensive Player of the Year. Who do you have, Aaron?
I have Aaron Darnold. Aaron Darnold, yes. He's just too good of a player. Everyone tries to mix it up, say, oh yeah, we don't want the same guy to win it over and over and over again. But he's just that good. He is the best Defensive Player of the Year. Everyone says it. Everyone knows it. They try to pretend oh yeah, this person's better, or this person I think should win it because he's a good Defensive Player of the Year. There are other great defensive players, but none as good as Aaron Donald.
All right. I'm going to have to go with Clay Matthews of the Los Angeles Rams, too, just because I feel like Clay's on the back of his career. And he's in his hometown now, so it might be his last year. I say he wants to go out with a bang, get some sacks on all the quarterbacks. I think I'll have a pretty good year and win Defensive Player of the Year.
Do you think he can win with this new rule protecting quarterbacks, and sacking is his thing? If he's going to win, he's going to have to be getting these sacks, right? But if all of them are called illegal, because of a call by the ref, because of these new rules that are being implemented to protect the quarterback, how is he supposed to win over someone like Aaron Donald, where these rule changes haven't really affected him, where Clay Matthews is basically the face of this like opposing side of these new rules?
Well, Aaron Donald's working with Clay Matthews. Now they're on the same team. I think Clay Matthews will learn how to tackle without landing on the quarterback, which is pretty dumb rule, I'd say. Honestly, last year he had 3 roughing the passers in the first 3 weeks, so I think he'll figure it out eventually, and then I think he's due for a good year.
You think he can learn from the master and overtake him in 1 year?
Wait, you're saying Aaron Donald's the master? No, it's the other way around. Clay Matthews is the master. He's been playing for longer.
Well,
He's the leader in sacks for the Packers.
Sacking without roughing the passer? That's Aaron Donald for sure. He has so many sacks, almost never gets called for roughing the passer. He's so good at avoiding that call, where Clay Matthews is the exact opposite. He's had a tough time adapting to change. So I feel like it's going to be really tough for him to suddenly make that change in one of his last years.
No, I just have a gut feeling about Clay, just because former Packers fan always have respect for Clay Matthews, even though now he's gone. Feel like just gotta respect Clay Matthews.
Well, that'll be it for our show today. I'm Aaron Kinsley.
I'm Jared Vaughn.
I'm Mark Gall.
And we're signing off.